What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna be changing the rear shocks on the Z because the rear passenger shock's completely blown, and I think it's causing abnormal wear on the tire. Because there ain't no tension on that side compared to the driver's side. The sway bar can only help so much. But while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna replace the speakers because they're pretty shot. I got a set of I think the 5 1/4 inch, which I think might be a little small. But I matched them up, and the speaker diameter is exactly the same one that's inside already. But I'm probably gonna have to drill a couple holes, unfortunately. But no big deal. I don't have the speaker grills yet. I'll do that in another video when I probably change this carpeting. But I already got the car on the ramps with the parking brake up, and it's in reverse, so it'll be harder for it to move forward. I also got a wheel chalk too, so make sure when you lift it, make sure with any method you use to lift the car, make sure it's safe and sturdy. You don't want the car to fall down on you because this car's kind of low and it will crush you. So that's something. Alrighty, so first thing you got to do, well, you don't really have to do this first. I just think it'd be smarter to do it first, is take the speakers out, because underneath the speakers will be the top mount for the shock. So you want to pull the grill off, unscrew the speaker, unplug it. That way you get a socket down in there to unscrew everything. So I'm going to stick a screwdriver in here, pop this up, because you got the clips back here and 2 clips in front. Pop the back out first, then you just slide the top out. That's how they work. So I'm gonna get that done, and I'll get right back to you. Alrighty, so I got the speakers out, and you know they're old when the clips just break. So be alert of that. All I had to stick a screwdriver in between the terminal and the plug in order to get them out, because they just completely broke off the speaker. They're so old. They say Japan, so I'm assuming these are the OEM speakers. And they're just cheap. They lasted 30 something years, so yeah. And they were working. It's just, they're all dry rotted. The surround's all broken, and any type of baits will cause these things to buzz. So yeah, it's time for them to go. I got a set of duals. Yeah, they're not the best, but they're what they had, and I hope these fit. I mean, I placed them down on top of these, and they seem to line up right. Like I said, these are 5 1/4. I would think there would be 6 inch, but they didn't have. They had 6 1/2 inch, but they didn't have 6 inch, unfortunately. So there's that. I was already in this box, so it's not much of an unboxing. I'm gonna take this speaker and just throw it down the hole, see how it is. Yeah, it technically fits. It is a little small though, so if I compare it to a factory speaker fits pretty snug. So I still got the receipt to these speakers, so I might return them and just get a set of 6 inch, because I'm kind of unsure about these, because they would work. They will work, but I don't know. So I'm looking at the gap, and the gap's a little more than I like. I'll think about that, but the point of the video is to change the shocks anyway, and top of the shock is right there. So you gotta pull that boot off, and you have to bolt for the shock right underneath there. So I'm gonna do that and get the top of the shocks unbolted. That way, go underneath and just unbolt them, go underneath. Alrighty, so I'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, so I got the top bolt off, as you can see, sort of. Dark in there. There you go. It's just a 14mm nut right here, and one thing you gotta look out for, and that's to try to loosen it up. The top part of that shaft will spin, so you want to get a pair of pliers or vice grips or something like that on it to lock it. That way you can loosen it up, otherwise it's just going to spin on you. You might have some luck with the impact, but the way this car is designed, I don't think you'll be able to get an impact in there too well. So that is something. So I still gotta do the other side. So after I do the other side, I'll get back to you, and we'll start doing dropping them out from the bottom, which I believe is 15mm nut. I think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet. So I'll see y'all in a bit. This side, since this is the bad side, this one was a little harder to take out because the shaft was very easy to spin, but I'll show you why it needed to be replaced. You can kind of see it through here this way. You see it sticking up? Well, yeah. It's not supposed to be that easy to compress. Matter of fact, I just compressed it all the way down. So that's why this side needed to be replaced, where the other side actually has a little bit of life left in it. See, I can't push this side down. So that's why they got to be replaced. Anyway, I got the top disconnected, so now I gotta go down the bottom to disconnect the bolts from down there. After do that, I'll show you all the new shocks, and hopefully we get the shocks done at least. Still not sure about the speakers yet. I might just run them for now because I like my music, but it is what it is. So I'll figure that out. Let me go get the bottom bolts loose. That way I'll take them out. Alrighty, so I got the bolts loose, and they're 17. So when I said 15s, I was wrong. I was just assuming, but they're 17s. I think they really wanted you to take the rear tire off. See, that's the wear I was talking about. That I think is caused by the shock being bad. But anyway, I think they really want you to take the tire off, but you obviously don't need to. So really, all I have to do is pull the bolt out and just pull the shock down. This is the bad side, so it's easier. The other side might be a little more difficult because that actually still is a good shock. But as you can see, this shock is toast. There's like almost no fluid in it. Like, I shouldn't be able to do that easily, and it shouldn't fall down on its own. So this shock's completely toast. Might have to keep this though, the dust boot. It'll probably be worth cleaning it up. I don't have anything to clean it up with, so there's that. Anyway, let's go see the new shocks. I've already opened up one box, which is this one. And there's the new shock absorber. And that's the bag of hardware, which is 2 bushings and 2 plates. But I don't think I'll be using the bushings because they're integrated into the car, and they actually look more like a bearing than anything. So I won't be using those. I'm going to use the bolt, so as long as it's the same size. Maybe one of these plates for the bottom. But yeah, so I'm gonna get the new one in there. What you gotta do, you gotta cut the red retainer off. That's just to make storing them easier. You cut that off, it'll start to expand, and you stick the top in first, and you slide the bottom in where it goes. So I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna show y'all when I finish it. Okay, so I got the new shocks in, and I'll just put them, the bolts in the way they came out, which is how I believe they're supposed to be. Anyway, I just ran them down with a little electric impact, which is just a little 20 volt D-Walt with the 1/2 inch adapter on it. So I don't think I have to worry about over tightening. I know there's probably a torque spec for these, but I don't know it, and I'm not too worried about it. I got them all the way up through the top. I did manage to clean this dust boot up a little bit. I had some old gasoline laying around that I just poured on the rag and wiped it down and rinsed it off with a little bit of water. So at least it's not a greasy mess. And the other one was completely clean too. I didn't tighten down the top yet. I'm gently take the car off the ramps. That way I'll be able to access them a little bit easier. That way I'm not stretching too much. On the driver's side, at least on my car, it's got an aftermarket exhaust on it. I think it's a Rolla or like a cheap knockoff of one. But they got the bend come pretty close to the shock absorber for some reason. I think you would think it would be a little bit shorter, a little closer to there, and it'll just like modify this, but that's how they did it. So you might want to watch out for that. If you have it on jack stands and you took the tires off, when you tighten these down, make sure you have the weight of the car on the rear tires. That way when you tighten it down, it doesn't bind up the bushing, because when you tighten it, it pinches the metal together. It's much the same way how if you were to tighten down, like say this bushing, you want to make sure the weight's on it. Since I have my car already, since I have my car on the ramps, didn't have to worry about that, because the weight of the car is already on the suspension. So where the bushing is where it's going to rest. So that is something to take note. And you know, once you're down here, might as well take a good look over your whole suspension. I can already see right here, I'm probably going to have to change this bushing pretty soon because it looks a little wasted. Yeah, looks like the vent's leaking. Looks like the diff is leaking from the vent, so I might have to change that too. And I already know I'm going to change the fluid in here. Boots, they're a little dry rotted, but they look fine. Not ripped. Not ripped at all, so I'm not going to worry about the boots, the CV boots. Springs, they work. Fuel lines, I probably could replace sometime, but they're not leaking, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And one thing you gotta know about these late 80s, early 90s Japanese cars, that they tend to rust. And I think probably because the diff was leaking a little bit, has some oil back here, and actually looks pretty good. I know there's some rust like right there, and I think over here somewhere too, right by where the body mounts are. I'm gonna have to address before they get bad. Same thing up near the front. There's a couple spots up near the front. But you know, this was a Florida car. It is bought and titled in Florida, so the rust is nowhere near as bad as it would be if it was like a northeast car. So fortunate about that. One thing I might try to do is change the U-joints in the drive shaft because I'm pretty sure those are bad. Anyway, I'm gonna pull this car off the ground and we'll finish up the shock job. I think I might save the speaker job for tomorrow because it's getting late. I'm kind of tired. Okay, so I got the new shocks in and I'll do the balance test, and the car does exactly what it's supposed to. Now, the car never really bounced around like crazy even before, but now it seems a lot more planted, predictable. So hopefully that helps stop the wear on my passenger tire. So I'll keep an eye on that because that could also be caused by some other problems. But at least I got one of them fixed. I still got to put the dust boots on. What I did was I put the new nut on the shocks, but I reused the washer thing because the way the upper bracket is, I didn't think the new ones will work right because I think they're too concave. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with the rear speakers. I think I'm just going to use the new ones. I just have to drill the holes. So I'll figure that out. But for the time being, that should be it. I may or may not put the speaker things on in the video, the speaker installation in the video. So it's really all it is really just drilling a couple holes, putting the speaker in, screwing them down, and putting the plug on. I don't think that'll be too fun or interesting. Anyway, catch y'all in the next video. Alrighty, so I think I figured out an idea to get the speaker to fit better in the Z. What I did was I cut the ring off the old speaker, so that will let me use the factory bolt hole screw holes. That way I don't have to worry about drilling holes into the car, and I could just manipulate this around enough to where I could drill 4 holes into this ring and put like a couple small bolts to hold the speaker in place. I think that will work beautifully. Wiring, I think I'm just going to depend the connector that's in the car and just stick them onto here. I think that'll be easier. That way I'm not cutting the wiring in the car or, you know, having to splice and solder stuff together. So that's my plan, and I just gotta get it done. Alright, so I'll see y'all when I get it all figured out. Okay, so that's the finished product of the driver's side. Yeah, these screws are a little long, but since I don't have the new covers yet, I'm not going to worry about it. When I get the new covers, I'm going to put different screws on it. But yeah, what I did was like I said, I cut the ring out of the old speaker to kind of make like an adapter. Then I used one of the factory holes. Then I just drilled a couple holes from there and screwed them in backwards so they don't go into the body. Anyway, I still gotta do the passenger side, which I'm doing now, but that's basically how I did it. I took the plastic connector off and just used the factory connectors. You just unclip them, and there's a couple pins in there that you gotta push down and pull the terminals out. It's a little difficult, but you can figure it out. I did that so I don't have to solder. Though on these speakers, the negative terminal is smaller, so I had to squish it a little bit. So you might still want to just solder in the new connector. But, you know, if it gives me an issue, I'll fix it then. So I'm going to end the video off here. I can't do a sound test on YouTube due to copyright problems. I don't have any royalty-free music, so that's unfortunate. But I'm gonna leave the video off here. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep up to date with the car project, because hopefully the dash comes in the mail pretty soon, so that'll hopefully be the next video. If not, you know, we'll see what happens. I got some more parts coming for the truck, that way I can get the motor built on that. Anyway, y'all want to see the build progress on that, make sure you subscribe and stay up to date. Anyway, y'all have a good day, and don't forget to tip your waitress.